All right, so I feel like I know a fair amount about basketball. I never claimed to be the smartest guy. I'm not a basketball snob. I don't speak down to people. One, because it's just basketball and it's not that serious, and two, because I know I can always learn more. With that being said, I do believe the people that are jumping out the window, being so quick to tell us why DeMar DeRozan doesn't fit with Sacramento, you are kinda telling on yourself. And that's not me saying, oh, the Kings are championship contenders now, but the idea that DeMar DeRozan can't fit because the spacing is, you're telling on yourself, right? First of all, the elephant in the room. Let's address the elephant in the room. DeMar DeRozan, three-point shooting. We all know those two things don't really go together. We all can acknowledge DeMar DeRozan is gonna have to shoot threes with the Sacramento Kings. Specifically the corner three, somewhere where Harrison Barnes excelled. Like, really excelled. The last 4 years, Harrison Barnes is shooting 44% from the corner. I don't believe there is a world where DeMar DeRozan is gonna do that. But listen, 44% from the corner, yet you watch the clips and the highlights, teams are still leaving him open. So when we talk about spacing, teams are not treating Harrison Barnes like a sniper, even though he's proven from that corner he is a sniper. And I'm not saying this because I believe DeMar is going to be this amazing three-point shooter next year, but it should be noted that he knocked down 39% of his corner threes last year. Will that continue? Who knows, but we know he's going to take more of them. And we know by looking at these Harrison Barnes clips, he's going to get a ton of open corner looks. But part of the reason you see these like haphazard closeouts to Harrison Barnes is because teams wanted Harrison Barnes to catch the ball and then make a play. You know, no disrespect to Harrison Barnes, very good NBA career, very good NBA player, right? But they know Harrison Barnes putting the ball on the floor, making plays for himself or others is not necessarily what the Kings want. That's a last resort for the Kings. But now if the ball gets swung to DeMar DeRozan in the corner with 10 seconds left on the clock, the possession's not over. For sure, DeMar is gonna have to shoot the three when they're not closing out properly, but when they do close out, now DeMar can actually make a play off the dribble and maybe get De'Aaron Fox some more open catch and shoot looks, something Harrison Barnes was not going to be able to do. And last year, I admired De'Aaron Fox trying to expand his game, but 8 threes a game for De'Aaron, I'm not sure if I like that. You know, I'm not going to say I don't like it. I'm not sure that's what the Kings actually need. But when they didn't have another shot creator besides Malik Monk, he just ended up taking a lot of pull-up threes, a lot of unnecessary pull-up threes. Last year, De'Aaron Fox took 230 catch and shoot threes as opposed to 337 pull-up threes. He shot 39% on the catch and shoot ones and 35% on the pull-ups, which is a fine number. But again, 337 pull-up threes for De'Aaron Fox, I'm not sure that's the way to go. And now DeMar DeRozan will be able to get him more of the clean catch and shoot three-point looks, and if he's able to knock those down at a 39% clip again, this offense might be even better than we're expecting. And where we've really seen this offense get stuck in the mud at times is when they have to ask Sabonis to be more of a scorer. And again, if you just think about it on the surface, you're thinking DeMar is just going to make the paint more clogged for Sabonis. It's going to be even harder for him to score. But I just feel like we're going to see DeMar catching the ball, head of steam going to the rim a lot more open lanes, and the big's going to come up, and Sabonis should be able to feast on those in a way that only really Fox gets him those looks. And Malik Monk, again, I don't want to disrespect Malik Monk, but I feel like these DHOs with Sabonis and DeRozan are going to be next level. Those two guys are going to amplify each other's scoring ability, and they're going to find the rest of the shooters on this team. I don't know, of course, initially I like the move, but the more I sit and think about it, the more I really love this fit. Now, personally, I was rooting for this to be Brandon Ingram, not DeMar, very similar players. Now, in the case of BI, you at least have a proven track record of multiple seasons of him shooting 6 threes a game at nearly 40%. That was a couple years ago, but at least you've seen it happen. That's probably not going to happen with DeMar. Whereas I feel like I would take Brandon Ingram as a playmaker over DeMar in the pick and roll settings, but I would say DeMar is still more polished in the in-between game, the footwork, getting to the free throw line, the little pocket passes, right? Brandon Ingram's better at hitting shooters in the pick and roll, right? Very similar players, but small distinctions. But the other low-key thing about the Kings is they're potentially not done. They now have Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, and Devin Carter, who it seems like is going to miss the majority of his rookie year, which doesn't really make a difference in this conversation because he could possibly be a trade chip. Not saying that's going to happen, saying they have that possibility if they really want to go all in on this team without potentially giving up Keegan Murray, which we know they're not going to do. But if I was running this team, I'd want a backup 5 that can really shoot the ball, that can play in lineups with Sabonis and without Sabonis. And it was rumored before draft night they were trying to trade 13 for Caruso. So, I know they have Devin Carter now, so it seems less likely, but it's still a possibility. Pair his $4.6 million with, Trey Lyles 8.6. Who knows what you could possibly get. But if I'm them, I'm trying to look at a Kevin Huerter, Bobby Portis swap. Now you probably have to add something else because Bobby Portis is the better player, making less money. But I could really see the Bucks wanting to take a flyer on a Jalen McDaniels. I don't know, is that a reach? Probably. But they need wing defenders and they also need shooting. So, Kevin Huerter in Milwaukee, you could see that happening, but they'd probably say no to that. And if you're the Kings, are you giving up a first-round pick for Bobby Portis? Probably not at this point. It doesn't seem like the market would dictate that, so probably not. But if you could find a team that's not really trying to win next year and they might really value someone like Devin Carter, a team like the Toronto Raptors, if you could trade Devin Carter and Trey Lyles for Kelly Olynyk. But Trey Lyles is a good player, he's a useful player, so I don't really know. But I'm also ignoring the most obvious one, who's not a center but has been rumored or linked to the Kings forever now, and that's Kyle Kuzma, which I haven't really considered. Would they still be intrigued by going after Kuzma now that they have DeRozan and they don't really need another shot creator? Would they still want Kuzma in that minimized role because, they believe in Keegan Murray, so Kuz would be coming off the bench in this scenario. Would they really still want him? I'm not sure. You guys let me know, on this current Kings roster, would you rather have Kyle Kuzma or Bobby Portis? I think I'm going Bobby Portis. Keegan's going to play 35 minutes a night anyways. Kuzma, I'm going Bobby. Before they got DeRozan, I would have said Kuzma, but now they don't need all the extra, shot creation that Kuzma could potentially bring. I've been in the trade finder trying to find a potential deal, and it seems damn near impossible. I was trying to find a way to get Devin Carter to Charlotte and Grant Williams and Kevin Huerter in the first to Milwaukee for Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton going to Sacramento, right? Sounds complicated, right? And you guys might say that's a bad deal, right? It probably is. I'm just trying to find something, but the Bucks situation is so dire that it's hard for them to make any real moves without giving up Brook Lopez or Chris Middleton, because they have a bunch of guys making minimum deals, so it's hard to make any real moves. But I'm getting so far off topic. This was supposed to be about Demar DeRozan and his fit with the Kings. Hope I made it clear. I love the fit. I just feel like they need one more piece. Let me know in the comments down below who you feel like they should go after, if anybody. Maybe you feel like the roster is set what it is right now. And let me know in the comments down below how you feel about the fit with Demar DeRozan in Sacramento. So yeah, all that down in the comments below. Please drop a like, please comment, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm out. Peace.